All right, Lucas, you've been unmuted.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm with my son right now if you hear a little noise in the background here. But I already made the mistake of using a client's ad account versus creating my own new ad account. And I'm about 6 weeks into this campaign, and I was just wondering, I'm planning on working with her for the next couple of months. Should I create a new ad account, or should I just keep using the ad account at this point?
Um, well, it depends. Are you getting results in that ad account?
Yeah, a lot of good results.
Yeah. Well, it also, I mean, has she had an agency previously before you?
She did, but I think that they created a new ad account, and they weren't working with her working with her ad account, um, because I couldn't view any of the campaigns or ad sets.
Hmm. Okay. Is it shared with your business manager?
Um, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, in order to tell if you're in the ad account in the top right, is it like does it in the very, very top right, is that your like business manager, the company name or your name that it's under?
I Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, because if you're in the ad account, if you're going through her business manager, the reason I ask is either A,
Oh no,
if,
no, no, sorry. I'm going through my business manager. Yeah,
okay, so it's shared. So you're still getting the same benefits of having it shared with you, even though it's her ad account, right? You're still getting the agency benefits. So you're still getting points, you're still, those every dollar spent there is still counting as you managing the money. So like your agency in the background with Facebook, it's still ranking up and eventually over time it's still going to count towards crediting it as like Facebook rolls out stuff to you as an agency person.
yeah,
But like the only other benefit outside of that would be like if you were to have it in your business manager, one that just gives you greater control, two that makes it harder for them to leave as a client because like
right,
if they know you're generating results, they're not going to be able to rip you off by stealing strategy. Um, and then three, if anything goes wrong and like, somebody mistakenly gets a control of their account or wherever the case is and removes you,
right,
you're not even going to have access. So I mean, like,
right,
there's a few more things, but it's really dependent on what you think the client might end up doing in the long run.
right.
So I'm
Yeah,
I'm always open to launching new ad accounts and like, we end up doing it a lot. We launch them because like they start fresh. You can organize everything from the beginning and you can always look back on the other ad account and you can always share access with them if needed.
right.
And with the
Um,
ad account, you can mark it as, it's an agency ad account. So it's not like, you're treating it as yours personally. So you can let Facebook know. So, I mean, there's a few more benefits of having in your business manager, but it really comes down to the bottom line of what you think is going to happen.
right. Yeah, I don't foresee that happening, but it's always better to be safe. And then if I do decide to create a new ad account, will I just be having her share access to her Facebook pixel at that point, or
It
how
depends.
does
Do
that
you have
work?
access to her business manager?
I don't. Yeah, I don't have access to hers.
Do you already have access to her Pixel?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, then yeah, you can share your own access to a new ad account. You can just connect it to another ad account.
Okay.
Yeah, if you already have access, you just connect it. You just go to the Pixel settings and say connect assets and then choose the new ad account on your business manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Any other questions with that?
Nope, that pretty much answers. Yeah, that. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted with a 9 month old.
No worries. Yeah, and depending on how much she spends, it might be more or less important to really have it in your business manager. If it's over 10,000, I'd definitely, make sure it's your ad account from the business manager. All right. If there are any other questions, go ahead and ask your questions in the question box and you will be unmuted. Now's the time to ask. So go ahead and ask away. All right, Lucas, you've been unmuted.
All right, perfect. Yeah, two last questions here. If I created a Facebook pixel, last 30 days, 365 days, does it constantly update to the visitors for the last 30 days from today, in 365, like automatically, or do you have to go back and ever create a new audience? Is that automatically up?
From the day of creation, that's the day it tracks. It doesn't pull stuff previously. It just, from that day, if you implement it on last week, 7 days ago, it's only going to have 7 days worth of data. Even if you create an audience that says last 30, it's still only going to have like 7. But then, tomorrow it would have 8 days worth of data. And then the day after that, it would have 9. So it's always going to be updating. The audience will always update, but it's really from the moment you create that pixel moving forward. So you can say 180-day audience, but if it's only been around for about 56 days, it's really a 56-day audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I was going through phase 2, and I know you had mentioned to never change the age range or edit really the audience, but I'm 100% sure that about 95% of the spa's business that I'm working with is over like the age of 35 or 40. Would you still recommend not editing it in that case?
100% sure or 95% sure?
So yeah, I'm like 100% sure that about 95% of the spa's business is over 35 years old.
Why leave out the other 5%?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Just to try to get better results.
The pixel will do that work for you. It will find, if it knows, it will target those audiences better. You only exclude age range if you're 100% not only positive, but 100% sure that there's never been a recorded age in the history of the company that is purchased or moved forward. So if you have somebody that's never, ever been the age of 18, ever, like they look through it all, like never, you can go to 19.
Right.
Like for instance, in a lot of our cases, a lot of times we don't have a lot of businesses where we're working with people over the age of 65 under any circumstance. There's really no cases we've ever found this, and so we a lot of times we can just move it down to 64.
Right.
It has to be 100% because then if you leave out the 5%, that's actually going to hurt you in the long run. Because the pixel is smart enough to only spend a little bit of money on those audiences and pick them up for cheap, really small.
Okay.
Cost.
That specifically answers my question because, if it knows that, I didn't want to waste any of our marketing dollars going towards a really small percentage of our business.
Yeah. So how it works is that the pixel will test on its own. It'll spend a little money, drop a few dollars or a few pennies every so often just to make sure that it's not mistaken. And if it gets some bites and some people move forward, it'll put a little bit more money there. But primarily, it's going to focus on the age range that it knows is converting. But I mean, if you're getting customers in that spot, there's no sense in leaving out that 5% because it will end up costing you more money.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if it's a small amount, still not worth leaving out.